Let's talk about the harvester. Out of all the advisors out there, I think that the squirrel is really underrated. Actually, forget underrated, the squirrel is straight up broken. Under the right circumstances, it could give you up to 180 hours of true production per day. You heard that right, 180 hours of true production. In this video, we will dig deep into how we got these numbers and what you can do to make the most out of the squirrel. So to start off, let's get back to the basics of how the harvester works. The harvester automatically collects bonuses. You know, those things that randomly show up on the map. So instead of you having to manually pick them up, the harvester does that for you. It saves a lot of time and effort. Convenient, right? Now these bonuses come in the form of troop hours, gold hours, or sapphire, or event currency during events. And that leads us to the question, how much do these drops actually give? Does it impact the gameplay by a lot? In order to answer that question, we need to know two things. First, the drop rates. What is the percentage of troops, gold, or currency that come out of all the drops? And so I went ahead and asked Beppu. This guy is like a wise sensei that I go to whenever I need help with Million Lords math. He knows almost everything about Million Lords, so if Beppu doesn't know it, then nobody else does. At the time though, Beppu didn't have the numbers, but he was able to get them the next day. But because I'm a math guy and didn't want to be sheep that trusts everything I learn, I wanted to confirm these numbers myself. One method that I thought of to get the drop rates was to count each type of tick for a duration and total them up, which is, you know, the most intuitive way to get around it, and so that's what I tried here. Well, that was dumb. Not only do I not have the attention span to wait for all of them, but also not all of the drops show up on the map. And so I told Beppu about this, and he told me another method that just makes more sense. Okay, so listen up because this might be a lot to take in. We let the harvester collect drops for a time. We count the total troops during that time and divide it by how much troops we get per one tick. Then count how many sapphires or event currency we get during that interval. Then subtract the total ticks by the troop ticks and currency ticks to get the gold ticks. And because we know each of these numbers, we can divide each of them by the total ticks to get the respective drop rates. That is a better way to get the drop rates, which ended up as this. If you're skeptical about the drop rates, feel free to try this experiment out yourself. Yeah, try it! I encourage you! No, actually I dare you! Surely nothing could go wrong. It's not like you'll get attacked in the middle of counting and lose track for something, or just forget some stuff and waste time and stuff. Okay, maybe I overshot a bit. Oh yeah, these numbers are rounded up because I'd rather believe that they chose rounded numbers than seemingly random or unorthodox numbers such as 51% or 43%. Unless the devs are actually insane, which is also a possibility. If you do find anything wrong though with these numbers or anything that will be on later in this video, do let me know in the comments below or in my Discord server. Link will be in the description, and we can have a discussion about it. Next, what's next? Oh yeah, second, how much does each type of drop give? How many troops does a troop tick, gold a gold tick, sapphire a sapphire tick, and event currency a blah blah blah, you get the idea. Just how much do they give? Turns out that wasn't so straightforward also, and I wouldn't have known if I didn't ask Beppu. The amount for sapphires doesn't change, it's always just 1. The amount for currency scales depending on the event, but the rates are the same throughout events. The amount of troops and gold though, this is where it's different. The amount that they give is based on your current ranking on the leaderboard, and so the higher up you are on the leaderboard, the less you get, and vice versa for when you're under the leaderboard. You get more. These are the rates, courtesy of Beppu. Do take note though that these hours depend on your base production and doesn't account for Recruiter and Prosperous, which is the production shown on your profile. If you're curious about how hourly production bonuses work, I have a whole video about it which I'll link to this video. And now that we have the two ingredients for the Krabby Patty recipe, let's break them down, total them up, and analyze them. The drop rates for troops are 50%, so if you don't have an event and there are 200 drops daily, 50% of that is 100 troop drops. There are 600 drops during events and 50% of that is 300. Multiplying those by the amount we get at each leaderboard rankings, we should get these numbers tabulated here. Similarly for the gold drops, 45% for 200 drops when there's no events, and 600 drops when there's an event, we get 90 and 270 respectively. Multiplied by the amount at each leaderboard ranking, we get this. And to finish it off for the sapphires and event currency, we just follow the same logic to get this. In summary, these are the average amount of troop and gold hours you could get daily from the harvester. Look at the hours you get during events, isn't that crazy? Moving on, here's a few tips and tricks that you could use to make the most out of the harvester. The harvester collects more or less at a rate of 100 bonuses per 20 minutes. And so, it will pick up all the bonuses in 40 minutes when there's no event, because there's 200 drops, and 2 hours when there's an event because there's 600. If you don't have the time to play but want to get these bonuses, you can just leave your game up in AFK, and the harvester will automatically collect them for you. Another tip that I find useful is you can sort of pause the harvester collection by zooming your game out at this distance, just enough so that the number of troops don't appear on cities. I don't know why this works, it just does. It's definitely better though if you could have an option to pause the harvester collection in the future. The harvester's collection capacity reset time is not synced with daily quests. Instead, it resets at midnight at 3 AM of each server's local time. But please do yourself a favor and don't be awake playing Million Lords at midnight. If you forgot to redeem mini-event rewards or wasn't able to redeem them on time, the harvester sends it to your mail. And so, if you don't want to collect the rewards yet because, say for example, you don't have cities but want to make the most out of production boosts, then you could redeem it later even if the mini-event has ended. And I'm not sure if this will be patched in the future, but these pass on through seasons, so you can stock them up indefinitely. So yeah, there's everything that I wanted to cover about the harvester. When I started making this channel, I thought that even if there's only 100 people watching my stuff, that was already enough for me. But heck, there's thousands of you that watch my videos. So yeah, thank you for supporting me this far, really appreciate it. Moving forward, I want to make more videos that propagate useful information about Million Lords gameplay such as guides and tutorials, so that people understand that there are better ways to play the game than cheating, and to put more attention to solving it. I believe that when more people understand the ins and outs of Million Lords, they would realize that Million Lords, despite being a real-time strategy MMO, doesn't actually need to be competitive and can be played chill. If you want to save money when purchasing goods from Million Lords, you can use the code CAMSAVE on shop.millionlords.com to get a 5% discount. Right now, it only works if you use lowercase letters, but they'll fix it soon. They're just currently in between changing their merchant partner right now. You can also claim in here free 25 sapphires daily, and occasionally there are freebies just like the ones right now for Christmas. So yeah, that's code CAMSAVE on shop.millionlords.com. Thank you! And for the thing that you have all been waiting for, I know you guys go absolutely feral for promo codes, but please listen, alright? This code has a 2000 user limit and contains 7 days of harvester. There is a 2000 user limit, but I just know that this video won't reach 500 views before the code reaches that limit because of the promo code culture and that. Promo codes just get sent in Discord servers and world chats, and most of the time, people don't even know where they came from. This is why the other content creators don't give promo codes anymore. We just know that it doesn't actually promote the content we make. So I just have a simple favor to ask. If you don't need 7 days of harvester, just leave it to the beginners that will watch this video. Thank you, like and subscribe, bye!
Sticking out your yacht for the Rizzler. You're so skibbity, you're so Phantom Tax. I just wanna be your Sigma. Freaking come here, give me your Ohio.